And now news related to Operation Sindoor. Opposition leaders are slamming the centre for losses occurred during the recent escalation with Pakistan. Congress leaders are targeting the government over Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan's admission that India suffered losses in the air during the conflict. On the sidelines of the Shangri-La dialogue in Singapore, CDS said in an interview that a few Indian jets were downed due to tactical errors. But he dismissed Pakistan's claims of 6 Rafale jets being shot down and asserted that the Indian forces rectified the mistakes and went back to hit bases deep inside Pakistan. Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge has accused the government of misleading the nation. He has called for an immediate special session of the parliament to pose important questions that he says need to be answered.
What I can say is, on 7th and the initial stages, there were losses, but the numbers, and that's not important. What was important is why did these losses occur and what did we do after that. So we rectified tactics and then went back on 7th, 8th and 10th in large numbers to hit air bases deep inside Pakistan. Penetrated all their air defenses with impunity. Carried out precision strikes. What India has done is politically they have drawn a new red lines of their tolerance against terror. And this, I hope, this particular operation, it's basically lying in military domain. So that should bring about some lessons for our adversary also, and hopefully they learn that this is a limit of India's tolerance. To bring about strategic stability, it requires two hands to clap together, to join together. Hopefully they understand this and we can then look at things differently. In this particular conflict, we have not only indigenous systems which were fielded in this conflict, but equipment from vast number of countries. Means India doesn't depend on one nation for its defense needs. So it's a number of capabilities which were put together, and most of these capabilities were put to good effects, the results of which were visible, the evidence of which was demonstrated, and most of these systems actually function quite well. It will be difficult to comment at this particular point of time the equipment which was used by the other side, the capabilities of that equipment. But you're aware that we were able to penetrate the air defenses as long as 300 kilometers with point accuracy and target airfields and infrastructure deep inside Pakistan. So that indicates the functionality of the equipment. So, but a lot of work still needs to be done as to what was used and how what happened in this.
Anything on this. It would have been better, it would have been in keeping with our democratic traditions if an all-party meeting had been called, the Prime Minister had chaired, and whatever General Chauhan has said, this information could have been shared with the opposition leaders. A special session of Parliament could have been convened in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the same information could have been shared by the Prime Minister. We have to look to the future. What are the lessons we learn? That's what General Chauhan has said in Singapore. That's what should be debated in Parliament. Because there are military issues which only the military can discuss, but there are political issues. There are issues relating to political strategy, to diplomatic strategy, economic strategy, particularly in relation to China. And this nexus between China and Pakistan, which has become very apparent during Operation Sindoor.
युद्ध जो है अपना नुकसान गिनने का विषय नहीं होता. युद्ध इस बात से युद्ध का आकलन होता है कि सामने वाले पक्ष ने किस तरह से किस परिस्थिति में आकर के झुक करके आपके सामने समझौता किया है. पाकिस्तान को बिना किसी शर्त के घुटने टिका करके 4 दिन में केवल हमने समझौता करने के लिए, सीज फायर करने के लिए, अनुग्रह करने के लिए मजबूर कर दिया.
Also remember, while briefing on Operation Sindoor, the Director General Air Operations, Air Marshal A.K. Bharti, also quashed Pakistan's false claims about shooting down Rafale jets. Listen.
What could have been? How many numbers? Which platform did we lose? You know, at this time, I would not like to comment on that, because we are still in a combat situation. And if I comment on anything, it will only be advantage adversary. So we don't want to give him any advantage at this stage. All I can say is that we have achieved our objectives that we selected, and all our pilots are back home.